What's up, everybody? I'm Danny, your host, Big Blue Power Hour, waiting for our co-host Evan. Um, let's go Giants. Got Dallas Cowboys today, so hopefully we can pull some miracle. I doubt it, but we'll see. We're also going to have host Paul Spencer, Dead 215 boys, talk about the game, give his perspective. Um, uh, Obviously, we all know that DeVito's our starter now. That DJ tore his ACL. So we'll have to see what DJ does next year. But this week we got Dallas Cowboys. They have a very uphill battle versus this team. We are definitely outmatched, but I saw today that the Cowboys have some injuries. We'll talk about that in a little bit when the host Dem 215 boys comes on. Um, but state of the Giants are definitely healthier now. Besides their quarterback position, Ojolari is going to play today, which is finally he's seems to never be able to stay on the field. Um, so Neal will be out today. Paris Campbell will be out today. Our star will be DeVito. So let's see if DeVito can come together and maybe play a better game. But it's a tough matchup for him. But a lot of the talk this week is about where the Giants really go from here. I'll touch on this a little bit, even though it's a long way off, and something that But now that we're 2-7, we're starting to think about the draft, thinking about where we're going to draft. Who we're going to draft, and you know, I'll say one thing. I think that I'm convinced as a Giants fan. Unfortunately for Daniel Jones, he has not done enough, and with the ACL injury, I see him drafting a quarterback in this draft coming up. So you know, so let's see what they do. But I think they're probably going to have a top three pick. But being 2-7, really right now, I just want to see the team improve. I would like to see them, at least, the young guys improve. JMS keep improving. Just I would be nice if Neal was healthy, so he could develop a little more. But unfortunately for him, he's going to have to, when he get healthy, get back and show he could do something because I like how he looked the past couple of games. But unfortunately for the Giants, now they're in a situation where they're not going to have a lot of of production. It seems from here on out. A lot of this is going to be on their defense, on Saquon Barkley. Uh, One concern is not to overuse Barkley because we're not really going to be in the playoffs, most likely. So you don't want to wear him down and give him the ball 35 times. Although I feel this game coming up will be a very heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. So, but I think you know the Giants really need to play a better game defensively here. But a few more minutes, we'll have our co-host Evan on and see what he thinks. But you know, as we're looking at this, looking forward, my biggest concern is the Giants scoring points versus no matter who they play now, because it's obvious even if they play the Raiders, who haven't had a good season, it's obvious that with DeVito at quarterback, they have a lot of deficiencies. So maybe from here on out, DeVito can play a little bit better, get some practices with the team, and stuff like that. Um, he's really in a tough situation, to be honest. We gave up 8 sacks last week, so I kind of foresee that being a problem for DeVito because he panics because he's never played before. So like I said, but today, like I said, we got a really good opponent in the Dallas Cowboys. Um, you know, Even though Dallas Cowboys have some injuries, like we'll discuss later in the show, I still think it's an uphill battle for this team. I would like to see Dable coach better. I would really like to see him do a better job. I don't think Dable's done a good a job as he could have done. Um, so I'm looking for a better coaching job, some better decisions. But Dable's also in a tough situation when you lose your quarterback, when your offensive line turns out to be what it wasn't. We kind of had a feeling this season would be a rough go of it. Usually it is. The Giants overachieved in 2022. They played well, but they overcame a lot of things, and they really weren't as good as I think they showed because they were still lacking in talent. And it's obviously to start the year they still were going to have issues on the offensive line. And I'm the believer that it all starts in the trenches. You could have consistent quarterback play, but you're not going to win consistently if you're not good up front, good in front of your quarterback, unless you have immense talent to overcome it. And the Giants just don't have that. They have Jalen Hyatt, but he's still a rookie. He hasn't really developed. They haven't really been able to get him the ball. He hasn't made half the impact I thought he would. But he will in the future. He's a talented player, but you have to realize who's throwing him the ball. So, like I said, now basically you're just looking to stay healthy, looking to develop your young talent. Another thing I want to mention again is Xavier McKinney. In the future, Xavier McKinney has to learn not to open his mouth and not to talk about things in the locker room. You keep that stuff behind closed doors. And Wake Martindale was saying he was extremely disappointed, and it was the first player that's done that, under this regime. I remember players doing that last year, but it's probably because they were winning. And when you're losing, that sucks. So we're gonna bring in Evan here, who's in hibernation.
Man, I worked late last night, man. It's hard to get up in the morning.
That's all right, man. How you doing, Evan? What's going on, man?
Well, we're talking about this fucking abysmal team now, aren't we?
Unfortunately, yes. I'd say half the team. I don't think they're getting rid of the whole team. I'm more pleased with the defense than the offense, I'll say.
The defense is good. I don't know how the offense went from okay, it looks somewhat decent to a total. I'm talking about a total fucking 180.
Yep.
Like last year, they were able to block at least a little bit.
Yep.
Now they can't block a fucking cold.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Part of it is we thought Neal would take a step. He didn't take a step. Also, it has to do with playing Dallas and San Francisco the first 3 weeks is a horrible situation for us if we weren't ready. So, you have to realize, Jones got sacked 44 times last year. He got sacked 30 this year in 5 games.
Yeah.
That's how drastic of a difference it was. And I'm still puzzled as to why they look so bad on the offensive line.
Listen,
worse than they've ever looked in a decade.
Here. For me, I want to let the fans know right now. I am a Giants fan. Yes, I am. I am a Penn State fan. I am a Phillies fan. I have a mixture of teams.
Penn State.
Now, one of my teams are doing good this year. This is the worst fucking year of my fandom in life. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And the two I look forward to the most are the Giants and the Nittany Lions. And they're fucking trash together.
Oh, the Nittany Lions need a new coach, but that's another subject. But like I said, unfortunately, it's a huge disappointment. And Neal is a huge disappointment this year. And I'm still baffled as how bad the offensive line was, but at least they've been a little better. But still, it's still not good enough. When you have DeVito back there, he's running into half the sacks they're taking. So, what do you think you're going to see more from DeVito today? And we'll talk about that. We're going to have Paul on too to talk about the game.
Dude, me and my coworker, one is a the other one is a San Francisco fan. So I had to take ear beatings from them, but they were like, dude, he's like, it would be the Dallas thing to give it up to a freshman undrafted quarterback.
Yeah.
It would be a Dallas thing to blow this game. It's a win-win for us, though. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be in the Giants' future, but the kid from Washington looks like a solid back.
Penix?
I think that would be the Giants' pick at 4 or 3.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's a win-win. It really is, because if we do upset Dallas and we win,
people are gonna be like, "Why are you winning that game? Why are you winning? You're gonna mess up your pick." There's gonna be fans like that all over Twitter today.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is. They win a couple more games. They do. If they don't, they don't. But I don't think they're gonna be the number 1 pick. I think they'll be in the top 5 somewhere. And if Penix is there and Williams is gone and May is gone, I'm taking Penix. But you never know, what's going to happen with the quarterback. Caleb Williams is extremely talented, but I don't think he's going to be there for us. I just don't think so.
I don't think Drake May is someone you pick at 4 or 5.
Maybe later.
He's
Maybe
someone
later
you
you
pick
pick
like
him.
round 2.
Yeah. Like if the Giants could go best player available, and that's what a lot of people are talking about, like where you're going to be drafting. And I
Now,
don't think we're going to have Charlotte Williams.
package the deal together. I know Darren Waller just got here, but I would put something together to get back into the first round. If Penix is still there by 4, take Penix.
Yeah.
What you would have to give up to move up to 5 or 6 to get. I want that offensive lineman from Penn State.
Alt? Well, it's Notre Dame. There's a tackle from Notre Dame, one from Penn State. I don't know his name.
I want the one from Penn State because he stayed an extra year. He was going to be a number 1 pick last year if they would have let him.
Yeah.
But he decided to stay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I said, that's kind of what we're thinking as Giants fans is a lot of talk about the draft. A lot of talk about DJ. Like it or not, he's probably going to come in if he's ready starting. And if he screws up, you're going to play the rookie. That's kind of how I see it. Because DJ will be here next year regardless. They have the year after.
Have a bridge quarterback.
Yeah, so you can have a bridge. So, if you could, maybe they'll be like, you know what?
And Penix is left-handed, right?
Penix is left-handed. Yes, it's rare, but he has immense talent too.
So it would be him and 2 would be the only one left-handed. Now imagine.
I like Penix. Just like him.
Instead of having your slot on the left side, like every other team in the league besides Miami,
it's on the other side.
You have your slot on the right side majority of the time,
mm-hmm.
and all your fake outs will be going to the left side instead of the right side.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So
all your rollouts are going to the left side.
Yeah, so, I just like him. I like his skill set. I think he's really talented. He's played 1 year. The reason I say it's Indiana. He played in Indiana. He's all they had, and they gave Ohio State fits. You know, and I know some Ohio State fans I think Penix is a rare talent as well. And I think him or May is who you might pick. And I don't know if there's really any others. I haven't really watched a lot of other players, but we'll see what happens in the draft. That's kind of where we're thinking. And, we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be top 5. I think the Giants are going to win a couple more games here or there versus some bad teams and lose to the good teams. And they'll be in the top 5 somewhere, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that range, I think. So.
I'm so disappointed that last year this time we were 7-2. Now we're 2-7.
Yeah, we expected a setback though. I mean, not like this.
I didn't expect a setback. Like everybody in the league, like this is just proving everybody in the league that last year was a fluke.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say it's a fluke. I think they handled it really well. They did a really good job coming in. The way they handled the offense, like it wasn't like great, but they were able to manage games. This year, teams have film on them, and you're not able to do that same thing. And I saw Kafka trying to do the same type of stuff. Remember, versus Dallas, that rollout fake, and they weren't falling for it. And now they never made the adjustment. And now with DeVito, now it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different thing now. So unfortunately, that comes down to the offense. So nobody was good enough,
DeVito win the last 7 games and take us to 9-7.
I don't know. I doubt that. That would be something, but I'd like to see him play well. But we are going to talk about the game today. We're going to have the host of Dem 215 boys. We're going to bring him on in a minute.
Yep.
And he will give us his view. So let's welcome on the Dallas Cowboys fan, Dem 215 boys host Paul. And yeah. How's it going, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just getting my money ready because I'm putting the house on Dallas today. I'm sorry.
So would I.
I'm sorry.
Would I, man. So would I. Nothing. Just chilling. Just talking about the game here. You got a lot of injuries today for Dallas. I saw.
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know if this is one of the games where you just like sit players because you're playing the depleted Giants, but man, I tell you, Marquise Bell starting linebacker out, Tyler Baez, our centers out, Jerron Kearse, our starting safeties out. Odigizua, backup defensive tackles out. Tyler, I'm hurt every week. Smith is out. and our speedster Cavante Turpin on special teams is out. So anything can happen, I guess. I don't know.
Will it make a difference, though?
And,
I don't know.
You would say this just as much as I would. It would be a very Dallas thing to lose to a third-string quarterback.
Hey, listen, you lost to Josh Dobbs this year. You know what I mean? And an ass kicking, so anything can happen. You know what I mean?
And that's the only team we beat.
Yep.
Doesn't say much for us. Doesn't say much for us.
1.5.
It doesn't say much for us that if you guys beat them, you're sitting at 2-7, and we lost to them, and you beat them. So it doesn't say much for us, you know.
But so all right. Do you see this as a full thrashing, or do you see it like?
Nah.
Yeah, you don't see it as a full thrashing.
No, I mean, I think it's going to be. I think we're going to score 30. I think we do because, you know, it really depends. Dallas came off last week of an emotional loss with the Eagles. You know, played 58 minutes, lost in the last drive there. Of course, I don't know how Dallas is going to react. We've seen Dallas up and down. They play good one week. Next week they play like crap. You know, coming off division game, playing good, losing the game. I don't know what Dallas is going to show up, but I don't think it's going to be a thrashing. I really don't. I think it's going to be maybe. Honestly, I think it's going to be about a 10 to 13 point game. That's not a thrashing to me. What it could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, one of the games was like that last year. It was like you won by like 13 or 6, something like that. And a few things went your way, and you guys just ended up winning the game. It wasn't like a blowout. You know, maybe I am exaggerating a bit because I'm seeing the Giants scoring no points. Even though Dallas has injuries, even though Dallas sometimes plays down to their lesser talent,
right.
That's kind of how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it as a game where the Giants go 3 and out. Evan knows what I'm talking about. They go 3 and out, you go 3 and out, and the defense is worn out. And the way defense played last week, they're going to have to respond right away and show me that they're not going to get housed. So that's kind of how.
And Dallas has a good of literally like their offense is roaring to go, and they'll come for 21 or 17 quick on you.
Yeah.
And then like it really just like the first game of the season, guys came out, blocked punt, went down the field, scored 3, went down the field, scored another 3. Pick six, and then like all of a sudden you only have 4 minutes go off the clock, but they're up 24 points on you or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and Dallas, or I'll give it to Dallas, is probably the best team in the league with those momentum swings.
Yeah.
It works both ways. Like they have it to where, you know, they can get up on you or they can get behind on you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're really good with that.
That's something we gotta, you know, that's something that the Giants have not shown this year is that
not at all.
They're able not to just break the momentum,
respond.
Like you get punched in the face, you punch back.
Yeah.
You know, and they have it. They get punched in the face and they take 2 steps back to try to.
Exactly.
Like it literally reminds me of a fight. You get punched and they're just backing up, like trying to get.
You're staggered. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're not trying to answer back at it, and by the time they think, "Oh yeah, it is time to answer."
Yeah.
Yeah. Dallas to me is like a read and react team, a momentum team. If they get a good break, then they build off that. But if the momentum goes the other way, man, they could be down 14-0 right away. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like if I'm the Giants today and I win the coin toss, I'm putting Dallas's offense on the field first, because if you stop them right away on a 3 and out, Dallas is going to be thinking like, oh shit, we're playing the Giants today. Wait a minute, this is supposed to be a cakewalk up and down the field today.
Yeah,
you know, to me, it's like, you know what, punch him in the mouth first. Just like Evan said, it's a boxing match. Come out, you know, you're the underdog. Come out in round 1, get a couple hits, jabs in there, sting them a little bit, make them think about, oh, shit, this might be a dogfight. This might be a 15-round fight.
We've played in Dallas. We've been up at half.
Yeah.
We've gone into the half, but the thing is, Dallas makes great second half adjustments. They had that, Dan Smith is tremendous. Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is amazing on the defensive side.
Yeah.
He makes great adjustments. We've always, like, last time, like 2 or 3 times we've played in Dallas, we went into the half winning or tied up. And it's just on that fact of we can't make the adjustments to your adjustments.
Yeah.
And y'all end up beating us by 10 or like 13.
16 or something. Yeah, something like that. It's always 2 possessions.
I don't want to see, like I said, I love the battles. I really do. I want to see the Cowboys and the Giants have a good game. Like, I don't care. Like I said, we lose. I don't want to see a fucking shellac.
Compete. Give me a game.
Paul will tell you, Dan will tell you, as the 40-0 loss, that shit hurt me more than anything.
Oh man,
That we lost. It was that they didn't show the fuck up in the first place.
at all on all phases. Not on either side
Like
of the
when you
ball.
have your rival, like, dude, what the fuck is going on, guys?
Yep.
Like, God, I don't even want to watch. Like when you're on other fans, like I'm not enjoying watching them fucking just trounce.
Even Parsons was probably like, "What the hell is going on?" We expected way more from this team.
Yeah.
And
And Parsons was the only one coming to Danny Dimes' defense. He was like, he's not a bad quarterback. He has like, what can you do with a second?
got
He's
destroyed.
got nobody. Like you can't take two
Yep.
steps off the line and be open. Like it's impossible.
60%, like it was like 57, 60% pressure rate. But unfortunately, that week one started a snowball effect of for the whole first half of the season.
Get a new offensive line.
And Thomas got hurt, but that game, that Dallas game, like it wasn't because like Dallas's offense destroyed us at first. It's just the momentum was just such a huge swing. There was no overcoming that, and they just never got out of that funk. And then they got hurt, and then it just a disaster.
I mean, it's like when you come into a prize fight, you take the first jab. Whoever gets that first jab in there, me and Evan are fighting. I come in, I get a first jab. Evan's going to think about this, like, oh shit, I got to watch out for that jab. Now I got to remember that, and you can't fight back from that. And plus, the Giants are depleted, man. You can put every scheme out there, every situation out there, but the word is execute. Number one, if you can't execute it because you don't have the horses, number one, Dallas is top to bottom with the horses. That can force the quarters in any game. They have the depth chart to do that. The Giants, you don't even have the depth chart to be starters right now. Honestly, you know what I mean.
Not on the offensive line. In certain positions we do, but not on the offensive line. Not at running back. And when the biggest thing was probably Andrew Thomas being out. Andrew Thomas gives that offensive line some stability. With him out, they're lost, entirely lost. Even if DJ's in there.
Not a bad view to have Thomas. Like Neal is struggling, yeah, but he's also moving to the right side. He hasn't played in 5 years, well, since his freshman year at Alabama. He hasn't played it. So moving him back to the left side and moving Pugh, who's been on the right side before, that might give it a little bit more stability. And
not
then
with Thomas,
an official right tackle, somebody that's not a left tackle, like move somebody, like get somebody who's comfortable there.
Phillips is.
Lane Johnson, like I said, I watch everybody in the league. Lane Johnson coming out was a right tackle. Where's he playing now? He's a right tackle. Let him play his natural side. People think, they're just switch sides on him. It's not easy to switch sides. It's more memory to leap off your right foot to the left.
I will say something about Neal. The past 2 games before he got hurt, he has looked better. His feet have been better. He actually didn't do bad versus Crosby, surprisingly, before he got hurt. So I have a feeling. I have a feeling he's going to be all right. But he's a disappointment, and now you're questioning your head that right side of the ball. But they'll take offensive linemen in the draft, and just have depth there.
Take at least 2 or 3 every year until you have a solid.
Yep. Dallas going to have to do that as well. They're going to have to take offensive linemen now because. Smith is not staying healthy.
I think you're going to go have to left tackle there, and that's why I think we're going to have to get Joe Alt. I mean, from Notre Dame, I'd love to have him. But then again, you're not going to be able to do that because he's top 5 right now. I mean, you got a Penn State lineman, Fanshaw, the offensive tackle coming from them.
Yep.
He's nasty, of course. The top 2 linemen in the league this year are one for Penn State, Fanshaw, and of course Joe Alt. Then it drops down to like tier 2, honestly. I mean, those 2 are just elite. I mean, but you're going to have to be top 5, maybe into your category. You can pick
Dallas
up
won't be.
Dallas
we will be.
To get it now.
I like Penix. I think you give Penix a year and let Dayball mold him and sit with him on the bench and show him all right, well, Danny's fucking this up, but this is what I want you to do in that situation. You give him that year. We cut
Bridge
in the next year. I'll stick it out for him another year, but how much patience does management have?
Where do you guys see yourself drafted? I mean, I think you're probably between 6 and 10. Honestly, I think you're going to win a couple games.
That's what I said. I think we're going to win a couple games. I have a feeling it could be 5. If their offense keeps averaging 11 points, they're not going to win a lot of games. But I think they'll win 2. I think they'll win a few more games. To be honest, 4 or 5 maybe.
What was that?
I thought we broke that curse of they haven't scored over 30 points. We scored 30 points against fucking
in a half.
score 20 this season.
Yeah, but you know what? If you guys draft between 5 and 10, you're going to be able to pick up Penix because no matter what people say, I don't care what Caleb Williams looks like right now. He is going to be the leader. He is a pocket passer, a runner as well. I think he's going to be number one. Yeah, I think he's going to be number one.
He'll be number one, but Penix is the guy I want.
Penix could be number two. It's going to be between him and Drake May. I'm sold on. It depends what you want. Penix is not the runner from Indiana that we've seen after his shoulder injury.
He's a pocket passer.
He's a pocket passer. He's a left-handed quarterback. Yep. It even showed last night. I hope you guys watched the game last night.
I did.
That wind was blowing like crazy, and his hands are so big. It's something that you want to see as a quarterback. He puts his index finger on top of the spin of the ball, and he was lighting that ball up.
You see that throw he made in the middle of the field?
And the one to Oduziak or something. Yeah.
It was like the last touch. It was like they had 35 points, and they watched the Enzo view, and the way it came out of his hand.
Yeah.
Like he snapped his wrist or something. I was like, it just looked like it had a ridiculous amount of zip on that ball, and it was bullseye, dead on accurate. That's what I like about him.
They said the best thing for him, coming from Indiana, the one time that they said that he was running, he's a running quarterback. He's an RPO triple threat quarterback. The best thing, I was watching an interview with him on SportsCenter. The best thing ever happened to him was his clavicle injury. That he's more of a pocket quarterback and he relies on his arm now. Now you got to pick your poison. Is that something the Giants want? If they want that, then you know what? Maybe he's not the pocket quarterback. He is the answer. But if you don't want that, there's two other quarterbacks out there. J.J. McCarthy's climbing up the board from Michigan. He's a runner. He's an RPO. He's a thrower. Drake May, well, you better stand in the pocket and you better have a good offensive line because that dude does not move.
Exactly. That's really the thing. It's what does Dable want.
I think Penix is the answer. I think we need to get away from this RPO stuff. I think the RPO stuff came out of a necessity because one of Jones's strong suits is that he's so tall that we don't think he can run. And I think people to this day still think Jones can. I think finally this season they're like
230.
Gotta stop.
Big quarterback.
Guy's not going to kill us with passing. Him getting 80 yards a game, 100 yards a game, running is what we need to stop. And what have they done? They've shut down this entire offense.
Yep.
They're
predictable.
5 years. Hey, Jones can run. Like I'm not saying he's the fastest in the league, but for his size, he runs a 4.6, 4.5. Like that's pretty fast for 6'5".
But here's the thing though. If you don't want Penix this year, okay, because 2 years from now, next year there's going to be some lightning quarterbacks coming out as well. There's going to be 3 top 10 quarterbacks again coming out the following year. But I don't care who you have at quarterback. You got to protect the quarterback, man. I don't care who you have. I would start with the offensive line. Look what Dallas did. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. We went that way with even last year, Tyler Smith. He was a left guard. Now he moved over to left tackle, left guard, which is good in 2 positions. But you got to protect that quarterback. If it's me, I'm not wasting my pick on a QB next year. I know he's a generational talent, Penix, Caleb Williams. I understand that. But, man, I would go offensive line because I don't care who you got a quarterback back there. I don't care if you got Caleb Williams back there. If you can't protect the dude,
that's what I was saying.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Put a package together because you can at least try to get back into the first round and try
maybe Penix falls by some miracle.
You know what the funny thing is? A lot of people don't like left-handed quarterbacks because it designs your offense around a different scheme.
Because everything's reversed. Everything's
flipped. You're flipped. Everything flipped. A
lot of receivers don't like left-handed quarterbacks because the ball comes out.
It's different. It's a different reverse spin.
It's just different.
Reverse spin. So when you're throwing a post route going to the left, going away from them, they got to speed up towards the ball instead of a right-handed quarterback where it will fall into their hands.
But the thing about Penix is the way he throws the ball and the way he grips it and his arms right, he can actually put it where he has to. I think he has that elite arm talent where he's able to.
Yeah, I think the emergence.
Well, I get what you're saying.
Because handers are going to baseball anymore. Think about it. A lot of left-handed quarterbacks, look at Miami right now. Miami, I don't think Tua is a great example of it.
Tua's good, I think.
But a lot of these schemes, a lot of people aren't used to people rolling out to the left and making a pass.
Look at the reverse effect with Joe Montana than Steve Young.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People okay, we got to stop the right side of the hash marks where everything when Steve Young came in, everything was left hash mark, It's totally different. You keep your best corners on your right side. Well, the left side now is your pick your poison.
It's a different
side.
technique.
It's different
going
technique,
the opposite way.
Scheme. Right, exactly.
Yep.
We
not used to it.
We have a right-handed quarterback and a left-handed quarterback on our football team, and it's totally different. Like my wide receivers say, Coach, it's hard to catch the ball from John because he throws the ball differently on the left side of the hash marks versus the right side. I was like, it's just flipping your scheme. And he's like, the wide receiver's like, it's different to us. It's totally different seeing the ball coming, spinning this way over your head this way, opposed to a spin this way, where you put your hand this way, it's going to hit, and then you can pull it. On the left side, you got to pull it this way. It's opposite. It's weird to say, but it's true.
Something to get used to. It's something you really have to have a rapport and a chemistry with your receivers. It's
something that has been so long forgotten that reemergence might make it better and might make your team different and might make your team a surprise. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we went 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years almost with literally the dude was a third string backup, a left-hander. And that we didn't have any left-handers quarterbacks in the league. So that reemergence, and I think Dable has the smarts of an offense. Him, Reed, those guys are like, I don't care if he's left-handed or right-handed. I'm going to come up with something for him.
I just like Penix. I just like his talent. I like his skill set. He's got a rocket arm. And that's the difference. Williams, him, and May have rocket arms. Go ahead, Evan.
The thing will be Swiss. It's, okay, we're lined up in, let's say I formation to the right side, power right? But yet your tight end's on the left side. Now we run a dual tight end. All of a sudden, oh yeah, he's a left-hander. He's rolling out to the left side. Like, instead of rolling out to the right side, trying to, make a pass. Like, it will throw a lot of people off for at least a couple of years until, there's more of an abundance of film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we have to do everything like Miami does, but you could definitely create different schemes for the left-hander than a right-hander.
And the thing is, too, when you're playing in Washington, you're playing college football. Okay, there's a different schematic coming to the NFL. You can't look at that film because Washington runs a pro jet sweat. A sweat was what I call is where 2 wide receivers on one side, 2 on the opposite side, 1 tight end, 1 back. You're not going to run that in the NFL all the time, so there's not going to be that film to watch them. But the funny thing is, we're talking about getting a quarterback next year. Yeah. Bro, what if Danny DeVito comes in here and wins 7 games in a row? What the hell are we going to talk about then?
That's what Evan was saying before. I'd be totally shocked at that. But he's had his first full practice. Maybe it's going to take him
I don't think
3 weeks.
He's got arm. Kid's got a good arm.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs time. Like, I've seen him in the preseason. He can throw. And he's undrafted. He's not. I think he was out of Iowa.
I don't even know. I've never seen the kid play in college, honestly.
But yeah, he was like, I think it was not last year. Yeah, it was last year. He was ranked like the 12th quarterback on the board. But this is the 10th rookie quarterback to start in a season. This season,
he played at Syracuse in Illinois.
Syracuse, okay. So I was like, is it the Giants thing to make a comeback? Hell no. Is it the Cowboys thing to fucking drop a game to somebody that's very less their equal? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be mad if it happened. Like, I would just sit there and be like, that's something I would just make fun of Paul for. Just make fun of him about. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I would definitely contact one of our friends here on the network, and I would bug him. I would bug him to the point.
You bugged me enough already, brother. You bugged me. Really,
I talk to Saul like almost all day.
I know. But you know what the funny thing is, like you say with DeVito, he has a good arm, of course. But to me, if I'm the OC for the Giants here, what I'm doing is like, okay, look, hey, this season we're playing with house money. Nobody expects us to do shit here. Sitting at 2-7. DeVito, come on in here. I want to talk to you for a second. I know you're undrafted. I know what we're about here. We're depleted. You're going to run for your life, basically. But you know what? I'm taking the leash off you today. I'm going to go out and see what you have. I want you to throw the ball deep. Have fun. Go out there and play like Tyrese Maxey. We're having fun on the Sixers game. Just have fun today. Go out, throw the ball out there. You make a pick. Hey, it's no big deal. We're 2-7, brother. You know what? We'll replace you next year. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Go out and have fun. Go out and have fun.
That's what I think. Just
show them like, hey, you may not be on our team next year. You may.
The key word, Evan, is audition for us for next year. Or you know what? Hey, if we don't keep you, Danny comes back, we go that direction there. You know what? You made an audition tape for other teams. You might make a practice squad. You might make somebody's roster. Go out and audition, man. Have fun and go audition.
And I would fix it up because we have not gone, like, Hyatt has not gotten even the time of day. I wonder if, like, it's really starting to, like, that after that 40-0 loss, I don't think this season's going to, happen. Like, this season's going to go the way we thought it was going to happen. And that they're keeping his abilities kind of secret so we can get shit together. But then again, you're like, why do that? Like, let the kid shine. You're just demoralizing them at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see Hyatt a little bit more because I really do think of him as like a Deshaun Jackson. Like, he has that ability to get open in the seam. Like, he has speed. He has those hands. He can track the ball down going deep. He has that ability. And like I said, he reminds me of Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you guys, how's Bellinger's health today? Is he good?
Bellinger is healthy, but I think Bellinger's all right. But he hasn't had a bad season this year. He's missed
the reason why I'm saying that is because our coverage linebacker Marquise Bell is out. He's been our strong linebacker covering the tight ends. Hasn't worked out well, but Bellinger could have a big day for that tight end spot. If you guys go 12 personnel and chip like a Lawrence or Parsons come off the edge, that tight end can get out there because Marquise Bell is going to be out today, and you're bringing in most likely you're going to bring in Donovan Wilson down to the box, which could expose Jalen Hyatt. Your wide receivers could have a good day.
I want to get the ball to.
That's what I think happens because I think our Donovan Wilson comes down out of the safety position down to the box today because I think they're going to rely on Saquon Barkley running the ball a lot more. I think he gets a lot more carries today. So I think they're going to play islands on the wide receivers. Good or bad, I don't know. But I think the tight end and Saquon Barkley have a big game today.
I agree with that. I do think Bellinger has not had a good season this year for whatever reason. Like, he just hasn't been as solid, but I do think Bellinger could have an impact. But the thing is Kafka going to call the game right? What I noticed this year is Kafka hasn't been able to make the right adjustment or be very good situationally this season. He's much better last season. So the question is, will Kafka run the right personnel and do what needs to be done? That's my concern. But I also agree with DeVito. You got to let his leash off. Just go all out. You have nothing to lose. That's why I think I'm still pissed off because I think in that Jets game he could have thrown the ball a little bit and it could have won the game. And he throws the ball more than 10 yards 3 or 4 or 5 times a game after. And like why did you just let him I know he's a third string guy. I know he hasn't played, but who cares? Like, your season's probably lost anyway. So I hope to see a good game from him today. I think he'll be a little bit better now. He's got a full week of practice, more time with the first team. So we'll see what happens with DeVito. I just don't expect much from what I've seen. Barkley needs a big game.
Yeah, I agree. I tell you what,
in this game.
I tell you what, I tell my team up here. I mean, we got a bye week this year. We're sitting at number 2. We play number 3 next week. Then we move on to number 1, which I guarantee we'll probably lose because this team we haven't beaten in 3 years. But I tell my team, I don't care what records are, no matter what. When you're playing a depleted team or a team that has nothing to play for, that's the worst team to play for. And at any time, because my philosophy to my team, I always say this in real life too, is when you play a wounded animal, they're the most dangerous animal in the world because they're sitting in a corner with nothing to fight for except for their life to get out of the corner. And that's what the Giants are right now. They're fighting for their lives and fighting for, I don't want to say morale, but fighting for a situation where, man, we really can't go 2-8. We really can't do this. This is not Giants. Just like Evan said, sitting from 7-2, going to 2-7 in 1 year. 365 days later, you're sitting opposite where you were 7-2, top of the division, down to 2-7, the bottom of the division.
Well, to piggyback off of that, I'd like to say that I want to see a response out there last week.
Exactly.
So to me, as a team in general, because the adversity they faced is massive this year. Teams don't usually face that. This is probably worse. Hold on. This is probably worse than when we had Fromm and Glennon. That's what it reminds me of. Just a situation at the position itself.
Right.
And I want to see a response on offense and defense. Show some pride. Show you're a professional team. Show me something. Even if your season's over, give me a response. And that's the difference between this year and last year, Evan, what you were talking about before. Last year, they responded. The Minnesota game that got down, they responded every time. In all those games that they, even though they kind of faltered in the middle, got hurt, they were respond. This year, there hasn't been any of that. That's what I'm looking for today. Something.
I
Go
know,
ahead,
as players and coaches, they always tell you don't play with emotion, but show something. Show that you're pissed off about your situation.
Yeah.
Show that you're better than this.
Yep.
I always felt like emotion helps you play better. It's a very double-edged sword. I know that
to an extent, yeah.
And when you're too emotionally invested, but I always felt as a player, you have to put your all. Like, you have to put a little bit of emotion into it.
Yeah.
Because if you really don't have any emotion into it, and this is just a job for you, you're not gonna give a fuck if you're 2-8.
No.
But if you want to be looked at as the best, or you want to look at it like, oh, we're better than this, like, I'd be sitting in that locker room right now and be like, we are fucking better than this.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same team plus new, better people, and we are performing like this. I am fucking embarrassed.
I bet you they are embarrassed. They probably feel embarrassed, and
I'm like,
that's the thing.
And like, that would make me want to go punch somebody in their mouth on the field. Not like literally, but
yeah.
Like,
no, I
kind of like that. Remember the Titans moment. You're not gonna get a fucking yard on us.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna shut you the fuck down. Like, get some momentum in your fucking body.
Yep.
Get yourself moving. And they just seem like they're like, well, it seems
last week, I just don't understand. I don't understand how they could play so well 3 weeks previous on defense, especially, and then just get manhandled.
Mm-hmm. I gotta tell you what. One of my assistants. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, when you see like the defensive line get nothing, like they're just, the guys just standing there like this. They're not even moving their arms. Like, it's demoralizing. And like, being a fan since a kid, like, of this team, like, I know you guys, like, after a loss like that, like, I'm not talking about like Dallas or whatever. Like Dave last week, man, against the Eagles game, he was very demoralized. I said, "Yo, dude, I'm there with you. I've been there." That first week, dude, I was like, "Do I really want to be a fan of this fucking team anymore?"
Yeah.
You stick through it. You got to go through it.
Yep.
But fuck, dude, like, at least show that you want to win. You're not showing that you even want to win.
I'll tell you what, Evan, I coach up here, and one of my assistant coaches, Mark, before we go into the locker room at halftime, he puts this chart on no matter what every week. He draws this little, like, 4-quarter chart. It's called the flat line chart. You come out a flat line. He draws this thing like where we look at, first quarter, where we're at. I want to be here. Of course, I want a heartbeat. He puts a heart at the very top. He's like, this is where we're at. This is where we need to be. He calls it the flat line chart. When you come into a game, you better show some heart no matter what. Every play of the game, you show heart. Mm-hmm. And he comes out straight. He's like, you know what? We are flatline today. Last week, we played our second string team for the whole first half. We were down 18-0. He went to the locker room. I let him speak about it. He was like, these are 11 and 13. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? You guys are playing with no heart. You guys are flatlined. And he's like, I'm going to put it to every one of you 33 players. Whoever wants to play, get in there and you better show me heart. We were going to win the game no matter what. I put my starters in there. The game ended up 40-18. We scored 40 points in the second half. After that, he came to the locker room. He drew a big-ass heart, and he was like, every one of you kids showed heart. I don't know what the score is. I'd rather take heart over score. Yeah. Show me something. Show me a heartbeat.
Yep. I'm 0-17, but if every game you showed me, like, fuck, it was a game and you tried, right? Didn't give up on plays. Fuck it, you played. You didn't come out on every side. This is not what we're seeing on these Giants.
No.
We're not seeing them even want to try.
Nope. We saw it a few games. The Bills game,
I
maybe.
would not, like, the only person I'd be giving a contract to is Saquon. Everybody else, I'd be like, you want a contract in the year? You want to be on this team? If you don't, fucking leave.
Well, do we blame Dable on this? Because a lot of times we see, okay, let's look at the Giants last week. Antonio Pierce comes in. They play for the coach. 3 years ago, they played for Bisecami, the Oakland coach, too, the interim coach. Sometimes you play for your coach. Look at Mike Tomlin. They play for Mike not to go under 500. They play for him. Is this a situation where, like, well, you know what? Hey, it seems like our head coach don't give a F either. So let's just go out there and, hey, I'm making my money. I'm making my money, right?
I wouldn't say he doesn't give a shit. I'd say he's in a tough situation, to be honest.
True. There's a difference.
I think Dable last year told me that he can coach. Like he's a good coach, but I think it's just a snowball of events for him. Like when DJ's not playing like you thought he would, and I don't think Dable thought DJ would regress or be bad. I thought he expected more from the offensive line, and everything was just blown up week one.
He
And then
built
he
it out
realized,
where he thought it was stable, and
yeah, he
thought he made
realized,
improvements
oh
to it.
shit,
Went
it's
to
going
live
to
in
be
the day and it collapses on him.
yeah. He
Now
realized
he's
it's going to be.
He's really trying
Oh,
to pick up pieces.
oh,
I believe. I think Kafka's not working out the way we thought he was.
Yep.
He don't have Big Red telling him, all right, we can't use that play anymore in the second half. We got to run this. Or we have to do this to this. Because Andy Reid is the best at reading defenses. And nowadays, I'm saying, like he's got 25, 30 years of experience running an offense.
Yeah.
In some way. So, his first, years in Philly, he had that problem with making adjustments. Now he doesn't have that problem. And so Kafka's got to learn being an understudy of Reid that, okay, these are your trouble years. We're getting Kafka in his trouble years. He's trying to figure out how to make adjustments in the second half, and he's not working.
He doesn't make adjustments. I think Dable has had to interject himself more than he would have liked, because he's the type of person that likes to delegate to his coordinators, and he's had to step in. And like Kafka, I think has not made many adjustments this year at all. And like I said, but I don't think that Dable's a bad coach. I think it's just unfortunate events for him. If he had the quarterback he wanted, a good quarterback, the offensive line performed like they should, I think they'd be a better football team. And I don't know if I can blame Dable for that. They've been a tough. I blame Shane probably more than Dable.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick before I want to get some X and O's in this game here. I want to hear your side of a couple of things. So let me ask you a question. A coach asked me last week for our team here. My quarterback is my stud. Okay, he's just an RPO quarterback, triple threat offense. We can run anything we want to. Great arm. But one of the questions last week, this team that we played week 3 is a friend of mine. He's like, Paul, man, if you give me your quarterback, Jacob, God, we can be in the same situation as you. If you had a different quarterback, let's just say in our division, if you Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, maybe even a Sam Howell, what kind of difference does this team make with Danny Dimes on the shelf?
Not with Howell. It's the same. It's worse. Hurts, I think, might be able to overcome it because he's athletic. But would we be going to the Super Bowl? Would we be as good as the Eagles? Hell no. And why? The offensive line. How good is the Eagles' offensive line? Great.
We'd be 4 or 5.
Yeah, we'd be like around. I think if we had Mahomes, or so we would be around 4-4, 4-5. We'd be around 500 because we probably win the Bills game, we probably win the Jets game, probably win the Raiders game. You see what I'm saying?
The reason why I asked that because I said the same thing. I was like, it's my offensive line. You got the best offensive line with the worst quarterback, and you're okay.
What about week 1? What quarterback is winning behind that offensive line performance versus Dallas week 1? You think Mahomes is gonna? You think Eli would do well behind a performance like that with that O-line? He'd get killed. Do you think Brady would do well? He'd get destroyed. And that's just that specific situation. But if it's like where the offensive line's playing a little better, I think that Hurts or Mahomes would definitely overcome.
You know what? It's weird to say this, but I don't think Danny Dimes is going to – I think he might flourish leaving the Giants.
I agree with that.
Like I don't think – I think – like his
I've heard people say that.
Here.
Wow.
I've heard people say that. I've heard many people say that.
Wow. Evan, I'm going to tell you something. This may hurt my heart, and it may make you fall off your fucking chair for me to say this, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'll take Danny Dimes over Dak Prescott for this offensive team for the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why, listen, has Danny ever had an offensive line? No. Does Dallas have an offensive line? Still a lot better than your damn Giants do. Does he have a good arm? Yes. You give him time, he has a good arm. What does Dak do that Danny doesn't do? He doesn't fucking run. He doesn't run.
Yeah.
That's what
DJ runs.
I would take him, honestly. I wouldn't take him. If I had my chances healthy, I would take Dak because I know what he can do for this offense.
Yes.
But I would take Danny Dimes, and that goes to your point. He would flourish in that offense because he's an RPO quarterback. Tony Pollard is an RPO running back, okay? I love that 100% because I tell you what,
Yep.
That's what Dallas needs. They need that quarterback to get outside, and that's what Danny does. And you protect him. This injury would have never happened. We wouldn't be saying this crap like he sucks, he does this. That's the thing. That is the thing.
Exactly. I get. See, it's always says Bo. This is daughter's name. He says I agree with Paulie, and that's kind of what I'm saying.
Mhm.
There are a lot of I'm on Twitter a lot. There's a lot of Giants content creators, and they say that, but some say no matter where Jones went, he would suck, and I don't agree with that one bit.
True.
And people ignore, and I get so frustrated with some fans like, well, it's just DJ. The offensive line. This is the comment I've been seeing. Tyrod Taylor and DeVito look better than DJ. I'm like, but DJ has had a good offensive line his whole career, and I'm supposed to ignore that fact and just blame him.
Here's the thing. Whoever said that, put their ass behind the quarterback. Put their ass behind the offensive line and tell me, see what you do. Because I do that up here. I tell my quarterback, like, you might get the glamour throwing 300 yards a game, 4 touchdowns, whatever. We might score 60 points a game up here. But you know what? Here's what I want to do. Evan, I think I told you this before, even going down from my little in Philadelphia. I used to take my running back, my quarterback, my wide receivers, and on the B games, they played offensive line. Now, you tell me who the star of this game is. It ain't your ass in the back. It's the O-lineman right in front of you. They make the team go.
Here's another comment. Danny Downs is robbed of his solid career, in my opinion. I take over Minnesota with the Vikings offense, and I think people know for a fact when you draft a quarterback, your situation better be right.
Yeah,
you better have that offensive line. You better have a good offensive line coach. You better have a good plan. If you're not protecting him, hold on, Evan. Just one second. You have to protect him, and it all comes down to the offensive line. And I will admit that DJ has not also played well at times. I totally admit that. He has not done enough. I totally get it. But I'm the type of person, if your offensive line's not good and you're not giving your quarterback the best opportunities to succeed, you are not going to succeed. I don't care how talented you are. I really don't care. Go ahead, Evan.
I said this to you last week when we got off the air. I said, if you see Kirk Cousins, you need a replacement for him. I'm like, Danny Dimes will be his replacement. I can see him behind, Vikings online, and I can see him doing well.
I can.
I said that. I felt in 2019 when the Giants picked him, they were rushed to pick him.
I agree with that too. Absolutely.
From 2016 until 2019, every draft, they were asking the Giants to get Eli's successor.
Mahomes. They could have had fucking Mahomes.
They could have.
Mahomes.
No, remember, was it 2015?
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't know about Mahomes. He played at Texas Tech. He was a rare gem that nobody knew about.
It would have been a good pick at 15 or 12. Is what I'm saying.
That was the 2015.
McAdoo wanted him. We traded down and took
but might be talking out of his ass too.
Yeah.
Because now he's saying all of a sudden, oh well, I wanted to get rid of Eli early. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I'm like, oh, it's funny. Yeah. And I read I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I read more into what he was saying. Everything he was saying was coming true. You've had a head coaching position since then. Why ain't any of your teams been good?
Yeah.
Like, don't give me that bullshit. Oh, I've always wanted these guys. No, fuck out of here.
Oh, I agree with that. But let's just say that they've had opportunities to take quarterbacks for Eli's successor from 15 to 19. And he was 35, getting older. It was time. And Eli probably would have taught him well. You would have groomed him. You would have stepped in and been more ready rather than taking DJ at 6.
And you know what the crazy thing is? A lot of people that don't watch football, never played it, never coached it, they can sit there and say, well, damn, let's say next year, Caleb Williams, let's say he goes to a team that sucks ass, okay? Everybody in the world, everybody in their brother, mother, sister, father, uncle, whatever, is going to say Caleb Williams had a bad year. He sucks. Put the quarterback in a situation, just like you said, to excel. Have the foundation pieces, in set number one. This is a piece of the puzzle. This is not just a puzzle piece. This is a piece of the puzzle, is what I always say. Plug and play. Get that quarterback in a situation. You have the offensive line set. You bring in a quarterback to fit the bill, fit your scheme system. Don't put the quarterback in there without the pieces around him. You're going to set your quarterback up for failure. You know,
And-
everybody says, okay, he's the best quarterback, but you put him in this situation, he looks like shit. Can you blame the quarterback? No, you can't. You have to blame the coach, the GM, and the offensive line first. You have to put the kid in a situation. Put Daniel Jones with an offensive line or a rookie quarterback coming in. Hey, you know what? Put DeVito in there with an offensive line that could bang against anybody. I'll take that. I'll take that too.
I'll give you an example. How long did Andrew Luck play in the NFL?
Exactly.
7
With
years.
the Colts, he got shit on. I mean, it was like
He got sacked 177 times. Jones has been sacked over 180.
Right.
And what season is this? His 5th season? That is wild.
Here's a perfect example. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Look at Tony Romo running for his life throughout his career with the offensive line. You put Dak back there with a great offensive line. The sacks go down to half, but
the turnovers go up.
But yeah, exactly. But imagine Tony Romo with that line that could pick you in the secondary. I'd take that any day. It's situational football.
That's what I mean. But you can't ignore situations. You can't ignore because people are too focused on one player and they don't see everything else around them. And I guarantee, I know people think I'm crazy. I almost guarantee if he went to a team with a good offensive line, he would have had a solid career so far. It's almost a given to
everybody
me.
Watches him play, like analysts, stuff like that. They're like, he's got, like, he has some things that he does like Mahomes. He has an arm like Josh Allen, and he's able to run better than Josh Allen. His playmaking, like his thought process, is not there yet. But that's
not as good, I would say.
That's through coaching.
Yeah.
Had the best coaches? No.
He had Dable his whole career. Maybe he'd be better.
But dude, like this dude has taken a beating. Like I watched that San Francisco game, and he's like I don't know what to do. I don't know.
It's probably why he got hurt. His neck injury, I almost am convinced it's from the beatings he took the first 4 weeks of the season, and then it just presented itself when he took another hit. Basically, that's why he's a torn ACL, because Cager fucking is running and runs into him. He gets hurt on that play, but still, DJ has not had the situation and been set up to succeed at all, and neither has Barkley. Both of them, unfortunately.
Like that. Look at all the great quarterbacks that were stuck in bad situations.
Archie Manning. You were talking about Manning last night.
Stuck in New Orleans.
Talented, but they sucked.
Like everybody wants to tell me, like, "Oh, New Orleans is good." I'm like, New Orleans wasn't good until
they were horrible back then.
Drew Brees got there. I'm like, they were hit for 40 years.
I tell you, a quarterback that recently, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
With the offensive line he had in Rams, everybody's like, him and Wentz were the top 2 draft picks. Of course, we know that.
Look at him in Detroit.
And look at him in Detroit. Because they went offensive line. Campbell said, you know what? We got to protect our QB here. We're going to build the offensive line. We have the weapons. We'll get the weapons later. His first year, he didn't have shit. They went out and got Gibbs. They went out and got, Amon St. Brown. They got Hawkins in a trade. But what did they do first?
People hated Goff.
They got the offensive line set first. And now look what he's doing now.
They hated. Remember, he sucks.
And now look at Stafford. Look at Stafford without an offensive line. Stafford without an offensive line ain't shit.
Yep.
Look at the other guy, Wentz. Wentz started with a great offensive line. Wentz got to a team to a Super Bowl. If you win 12 games for your team,
you got you there.
You got you got them there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Foles came in, and that was a situational quarterback, if anybody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he won the game, the big game. Congrats. But that was Wentz's team.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Their offensive line degraded over the next 2 years. Who they blame? Wentz. And it broke the dude. The dude's like, what are you talking about? It's me. He goes, I just beat a fucking great Dallas team with people from fucking Wawa. The wide receiver from Wawa. He was like, but I'm the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets traded. Goes 27 touchdowns to 3-4 interceptions. Gets told, you're the reason we lost because we've always had a problem with the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. Gets told, you're the problem. Like, yeah, I'd be fucking messed up. I'm like, am I really the problem? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, he's like, I'm scoring, winning games. Yeah, we have trouble here and there. Offensive line is not great. I'm not being protected. And then he comes out, I'm not a leader. Well, I'm not a leader because I'm not taking a fucking fault for it.
It's just the way it goes for some.
Can I ask you guys a question in regards to today's game?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. The man of the year for the Dallas Cowboys is CeeDee Lamb. He plays a slot. How do you play this guy? Because nobody can seem to play this kid.
Break his leg.
Thank you, Evan.
I think I think you got to be physical with him at the line, to be honest.
But teams
It's tough,
don't,
though.
teams don't play bump and run anymore, Dan. You
Yeah,
know that.
well-
No team
well,
plays bump and run.
My solution is put Banks on him the whole fucking game.
And that's
because he could play that. And I think, do you agree with that? Do you think you got to be physical with Lamb? You
think you
can't
gotta be
give him
physical.
space.
But like I said, the absence of something builds to a reemergence of something. So when I say like the left-handed quarterbacks, like there's going to be a reemergence of that play style. I think a more physical game is going to shut down a lot of these players. A lot of these
I agree.
players are so physical. So
That
the team brings that back, and like fuck the penalties, but like get into a player's head, put their ass on the ground.
that's why I like Banks. That's why I like Deontay Banks.
My philosophy is you better keep your head on a swivel. I'll take a 15-yard penalty at the beginning of the game to set the tempo. That's me.
That's kind of
Nobody
exactly.
thinks of that no more.
But
I do
that's
it.
why I like the Deontay Banks pick, because he's like that.
Remember this: the 04 NFC Championship game. What did Brian Dawkins do?
Mhm.
Went and set the fucking tone for the game. They
Yep.
went right over the seam, right to the tight end, cracked the fuck out of them.
Wow.
They finally got past that big ass hurdle.
Evan, I'll be honest with you. The first the series we're on defense, I always take one personal foul. And it's not always the same player. It's either my defensive end, my linebacker, or my safety. If we get to the quarterback, he throws the ball, it's not going to be a legitimate blow to the head. I'm not going to do that. I'll come in there. After you throw the ball, I'll have my linebacker come in and push your ass on the ground and look at him like, take the penalty, number one. Either the safety, I'll come up and get a blindside block on a wide receiver. Make him think about it. Boy, you come in my territory, you're going to feel this one. You're going to feel it.
Comment here. Pressuring Dak is the way to shut Lamb down. Dak is reliable under pressure. He's proven time and time again. And that's what I was going to say. The other solution is getting to him. Ojulari's going to play today. So Ojulari and Thibodeau got to get to him and pressure him, and Dex has got to push up the middle.
Who's your left
center out?
Who's your left defensive end?
Ojulari today.
Is it Ojulari? Okay, because
Thibodeau switching sides, but Thibodeau's on the right side, on our defensive right side. Ojulari's on the left, so he'd be on the right tackle. So your left tackle's got to be against Thibodeau, but they may switch all game.
All right, because I'm telling you, Tyron Smith's out today. They got Chuma Odoga, who's coming off an injury as well. He's playing left.
He's going to be facing Thibodeau most of the game.
And also, Dexter Lawrence in the middle.
What did you say, Evan?
Your nose tackle.
Ojulari's got better. He's got a better launch and a better spin than
But
Thibodeau.
he's making glass. But having him is an impact. Ojulari's better than Thibodeau when he's healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it changes things a little bit. Every time you've seen Thibodeau and Ojulari in, they've gotten a lot of pressure. Him, Ojulari, Thibs, and Dex, all three need to have solid games today.
Right.
With your center.
Well, the rookie's also playing defensive tackle also today.
Jordan Riley?
Riley's going to be in there.
You got Jordan Riley. They're probably going to play him more. And let's see if the defensive line struggles, because it seemed like Williams might have made a little bit of a difference for the run defense last week.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's another key to
We're
the
also
game.
going to get Josh Jacobs.
Dallas establishing the run. What'd you say?
So we got to shut down Pollard. Pollard hasn't been the same this year as he was last year.
He misses Zeke. I'll say it.
Yep, offset back.
Or it's come off that ACL injury. He doesn't have that. Like, you used to see him hit the line of scrimmage and be gone. Now it seems a little bit of a sluggish. And we've seen it with Saquon. When Saquon came back from his ACL, he wasn't as fast. And then the next year after that, that's when he started getting a lot of his speed back.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't have that burner speed no more. We seen that last year with the Tennessee game, the first game of the season.
Right.
He broke down the sideline, and that free safety was able to come up and get him. After the ACL, you're not going to be as fast as you are. You're not going to be able to cut as better as you are. But how close to what you were can you get? And I don't think Pollard's nearly there yet on speed. But he's trying, and he's not re-injuring himself. That's something that we have to take into effect, that he is trying to get himself better. Give him another year. I think that he can work something out. Maybe for a different team, he can. Zeke ain't done shit over in New England, so I'm not really. I don't think.
I agree with the Pollard situation. We looked at it last year. I said on my show many times, coming back from that ankle injury that he had, he relies on bursts of speed, number one, to hit the hole fast. He's not one of those east-west runners that can find a hole. He finds the hole, he blasts. And the other thing is the jump cut. He relies on that jump cut. Coming off that
confident in that.
Exactly. He's not confident in that. Last year, we seen him hit the bounce off the off tackle, get outside to the hash marks. We don't see that this year. It's a one burst run, and it's still not even there with speed. But I tell you, the offensive line today is banged up. Now I'm looking at it. Tyler Baez is out. And hey, guys, by the way, happy birthday, Dexter Lawrence. Today's his birthday for you guys. So,
I hope it's 3 sacks today or something.
Hey, you know what? I think you guys have. I think it's going to be a little bit different game having 2 offensive linemen out for us. And like I said, if you guys can have Bellinger or a slot receiver demand the second level of the offense for you guys, Marquise Bell is the undersized linebacker, and we're diminished there right now. We're diminished. Yeah. If you take Deron Bland deep, you take Gilmore. Gilmore could be picked on too if you guys think about that. If he's on high, he's going to be matched up against somebody he really can't contain.
And I also want to say one thing. This game, I want to give it to my boy who passed away, George.
Pete Canals. That's right. One of my boys.
We used to watch, Eagles, Giants. He's always come to my house for any game for the Cowboys. Good friend of mine. I want to wish his team luck today. I miss you, brother, and I'll talk to you later.
And also, you know what, Evan, I want to say, congratulations. He's a great man up there. We recognize him on our show, the 215 Boys.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, he's one of the reasons why I love Cowboy fans, because if you can stick to the Cowboys' good and bad days, brother, you're part of Cowboy Nation. You're part of the 215 Boys. And there's a reason why we have a hole in that roof, man. It's for kids like that, family members, and you're sitting next to, the man upstairs up there. Have a cold one and wish the Cowboys well today, George.
Rest in peace.
Definitely.
Let's finish this up. What's the final score for you guys? Dan, we'll start with you.
I said like 35-6, but I'm going to revise that. I will say 28-17 Dallas.
Good ball.
Whew, damn. I'm still saying damn over here. I'm still saying that damn over
17 here. 17 is probably a little high, but.
All right. You know me, I'm the realist. Okay, I keep it real. I'm going to say it's actually going to be closer than people think. I'm going to go 27-16. Dallas does not cover the spread today.
Cowboys usually cover both sides.
I don't think they do. today.
17.5.
17.
31-13.
All right, let me write those down. Dan, what'd you say?
28-17.
28-17. What did I say? What did I say? 27-13? No, I said 27. 27-16, I'm going to go. Don't cover. Evan, what'd you say?
31-13.
31-13.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I just think Dallas is going to look down at this team here with the injuries. They're already saying, okay, sit. I don't see it happening. I think they win, but it's not going to be that big. And Danny DeVito's going to get a contract. Danny Dimes is going to be out of here. You guys are going on a 7-win streak here. You're going to shock the world. That's what's going to happen. That's because I'm on your show today. That's why.
38-13 Cowboys.
All right, so it says 38-13. Let's write that down too.
That's kind of what I was thinking all week. But if the defense can play well, it'll be a little closer. But I don't think the Giants are going to win the game.
If it was full starters, everybody was playing Curse, Bell, Baez.
Then I would say, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, but I think you guys get some pressure because Dallas is struggling when they have backups.
Healthy Dallas.
Dallas struggles. Dallas struggles when the offensive line is not healthy. They pick on holes, and that's something that teams should do, and I can see that happening.
Yep, we're just going to do our 2 sponsors real quick, and then we'll close the show out.
Sounds good.
Real quick. When it hurt, 1, 2, 3, attorney Big Al, Jason Fine. Ever a motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, personal injury claim, workers' compensation. 3 locations in Philadelphia, PA area, Cherry Hill, New Jersey area, and the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. So give them a call today. When it hurt, 1, 2, 3, Jason Fine. Monkey Cold Coffee, the evolution of flavor infused coffee. Use the promo code OTB Sports at the checkout for 10% off your order at monkeycoldcoffee.com. They're coming out with new flavors every day: bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Sumatran blend, and organic blend, Peru Florida. So monkeycoldcoffee.com. Use the promo code OTB Sports to get checkout 10% off your order.
Awesome. Hey, Dan, real quick, I do want to say one thing before we get out of here. We do have a new show coming here, guys. If you're a wrestling fan out there, please check it out. Keep It Real podcast, debuting November 27th, 7:15. 2 great girls, Cindy and Destiny, mother and daughter team here. Had them on the Atomic Drop a couple of weeks ago. These girls know what they're talking about, so make sure you join that. It'll be Monday night, 7:15. Please check them out. Great show with them, too. They're going to be on our network coming November 27th. So shout out to Keep It Real podcast. Can't wait to have you girls on here, and welcome to the Out of the Box family.
And also, me and Evan will be on Joystick Junkies tomorrow, 4:30.
All
So,
right, all
I'm
right,
not
all
doing
right,
next show. So,
Yep.
all right.
but
Evan, I want to wish you a hopefully a good game today. You know, I know
Yep.
how we get in that group. Oh, by the way, I can't be on the group chat for 3 days because I got banned again. Yeah, because I talk UFC, man. That's why we're not on Facebook today. Because I got a notification. That's why I messaged Dan. I was like, "Hey, I can't talk on the group chat. It says Paul, you've been banned from everything. I can't go on Facebook.
Oh
I
my
can't do this
God.
because I said so." Evan, you know I'm a UFC fan. You know that. And last night I
Yeah.
was chatting about it, and I said we're on YouTube, so frick, I can say what the fuck I want. Okay, I said last night on Facebook, I was like, "Wow, 5 fights last night, 4 first-round KOs. These dudes got the shit kicked out of them. One dude almost lost his eyeball, and I was like, this is what I love, beating the shit out of somebody." And I got banned for it on Facebook.
Yeah, I think we need to move our stuff from. We need to go to Rumble or Kick because we need to take off Facebook because Facebook is every day we're getting banned for something like and it's like their moderators don't read what we say.
Or it's
We're
an
not saying
algorithm.
we're going out and beating the fuck out of people. We're saying, oh, we like to see when guys fight. That's not violent.
I've been kicked off Facebook permanently. Had to create a new account. You know, remember I put in my real name, Maiko. I went to that. Went back to Paul. Finally, after 30 days, I could change it, but it's a different account. And then I got banned again. One more time,
Oh
I'm
my
going
God.
from Facebook. I might just become Little Peter Paul or something like that. My new account coming up. You know,
Yeah.
who knows? But yeah, we
All
definitely think about that. But
Good luck today to the Cowboys. Wish us luck. Hopefully, Duo doesn't get killed.
you're gonna need more than luck. You're gonna need more than
yeah.
luck, brother.
We're gonna need a miracle. We're gonna need what
Yeah,
happened like the last time.
Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, man.
We're gonna need what happened in week 1.
You gotta watch that N word with YouTube that's spelling the certain German folk. You can't say that either.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But
Well, on Facebook, we do put our rating on here. On Facebook, we have a
Exactly.
PG ratings. Maybe you have to switch that. But on YouTube, we can say what the hell we want.
that's
So
what I was thinking. Maybe it's something like that. But I'd rather be on YouTube and Twitter. All right. But good luck to the team today. We'll see who wins. I think it's gonna be Dallas.
hey,
Thank you,
for
Paul,
having
for
me on,
joining us.
guys. Thank you for having me on your show today, guys. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, everybody.
at least you guys will score today. I'll put it that way. Okay.
I think we will score today. How much? I can't really say. I think 17 is a little too generous, but hey, it is what it is. Just throwing it out there.
Much they give us points to make it look.
If we got a defensive touchdown, a field goal, and an offensive touchdown, there we go. That's 17.
But before I go, I want to say one thing. I'm going to give you a present today for both of you. Okay.
I hate you.
I'm
Uh-oh.
going to give you a present today. You ready for this
Uh-oh.
one? You're not going to hear me no matter what the game is today in the group chat. That's my present to you. Okay. You're not going to hear me because I can't speak. Okay.
We couldn't hear Dave instead.
Hey,
Oh God, we gotta hear Dave.
Yeah, deep breaths, Dave.
Fuck.
Deep breaths, bro.
you know, in a way, I wish you guys would win because I could love to see that. I could just love to see his rant.
No, I'm gonna have Dave on a post game show.
You
Come on, Dave.
should.
Come on, Dave. If Dallas loses.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
All right, brother. I'm going to get out of
All
here.
right, everybody.
Work,
Dan,
but,
get us out of here.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Good football Sunday. Go Giants.
All right. Go Cowboys.
Yep.